Hi, this is Jonah with Sweet Honeycode, and today I'm just going to do a 2022 year recap of Metafields. So let's get started. So the goal of this video is to touch base again on Metafields, on the different things that Shopify has done to improve the Metafield experience throughout this year. This year was very exciting as Metafields was actually made a part of the Shopify admin, making it easier for practically anyone to add Metafields to the different areas of Shopify. Metafields are basically a way of adding additional information to your Shopify store so that you could either display things through a theme or through use it in some sort of administration admin way. So maybe you have something developed for you kind of along those lines. And so let's start that. So as I'm looking at the Shopify change log, there's a few different things that have been kind of push release that I've been excited about and hopefully could touch base further in the new year. For example, there is new Metafield definition types. There's collection reference and list collection reference, which was released in September. And then there's now a new money type, content type, which is very fascinating to me and would love to dig further. But besides that, let's jump back into the Shopify admin and relook at Metafields. So through 2022, we saw a big change in the Shopify admin experience. So this is the back end of a Shopify store that I use throughout my videos. So I like to use the search bar up here for quick, easy search and access to things. So I'm going to just type Metafield. I can see I have a few different options, like an app. So I'm going to go to Metafield settings, and here we even have a new settings workflow. So this takes me right away to Metafields. And Metafields has definitely been expanded to things like you can work with products, your variants, your collections. You can use it for customers, orders, pages, blogs, and blog posts. Keep in mind, I have not worked with all these different areas and utilizing this Metafield experience, but it's exciting to see how you can expand and use these different areas. Let's go take a look at products. So here you're going to see a wide variety of different Metafields I've used. If you've been actually following my channel for a while, you've been seeing me use these different Metafields throughout videos as well. We have Metafields that have already been defined and Metafields without a definition. A Metafield without a definition is often coming from a app. So for example, this one's from Printful. And certainly in this instance, I would not want to add a definition. And what a definition means is I can bring it in here to make it accessible throughout the Shopify admin. More specifically, I might be able to use it on the online theme store in some way. But in this scenario, I certainly won't, because I can tell that Printful is using this to see if something is synced. So I really don't need to see that on a Shopify front end store. But if I go to add definition, I can see what might be available to me through the Metafields. So let's go to select content type. Again, to recap, the most used apparently I've touched is single line text, multi-line text, an integer, decibels, product, file. And I haven't touched integer and decibels too much. Date and time. There's different measurements for weights. So we got weight, volume, and dimension. There's the numbers again. Then there's references. I've had a lot of questions about references, and again, hopefully I can touch more detail. But I can reference to a file, a page, a product variant, and collection through Metafields, which is exciting. And again, for text, we have single line text and multi-line text. And then we have other. So through the other, we have a way to work with color through our admin, a JSON file, which is fascinating. Again, there's the money, there's rating, true or false, and URL. So throughout these different types of Metafields, some of them will have additional features and abilities now. So if I go to a single line text, for example, I can do one value or a list of values. So a list of values means that I can actually make this into a list type of item that I can work with through my Shopify store. So if I need to make a list, I could definitely do that. Now, having said that, usually with things like this where is going to be multiple items that I might be working through, chances are I am already going to be working with some form of code to create a for loop, like a loop that this takes this value and says for each of these values found, create myself a list. That's usually a baseline assumption, especially with these things. So let's do a change. So multi-line text, not so much. So I'm just going to go through so you can kind of see which things have list of values. For example, I can list the values with integers. I can do them with decimals. I can do them with products, which I would love to dig into. File would be the same thing. File is pretty fun because you can actually do now images and videos, up to 1 gigabyte through the admin now. So that means you could add maybe trailers or product videos. That's actually very exciting. Dates, again, I can do list of values or one value. So maybe multiple dates need to be displayed, date and time. Actually, same thing there. Weight, you can actually do multiple values for weight now. Volume as well. Dimensions. Just going down the list here. Oh, I already did those. Blah. Pages, you could do it for page, actually, I already know. Page, product, the same thing. I could do list of products. Variants, of course. Actually, that was really nice to see. Collection. And sorry, moving a little quick. Just want to see color now. You can actually do multiple values for color, which is exciting. JSON, I'm not, yeah, that's JSON. I'm actually glad there's not multiple values for JSON because it wouldn't be needed for any other reason. Money looks like there is no additional things you need to set for that. Rating, of course, multiple ratings. So maybe you can certainly come up with some creative ideas for that. True or false clearly does not need multiple lists, and URL needs multiple lists. So as you can see, lists are now becoming a great thing. So with this different experiences, it's really cool. So now you can actually really, if you come to that place that you need to expand your store, Metafield is certainly a way to do that. And of course, each of these Metafields will present a different scenario through the new Online Store 2.0. This was all part of that process of with Online Store 2.0. The whole premises to that is to make it easier to build the front end version of your store, basically what customers see. But even if you don't use the storefront, some of these Metafields actually will talk to, for example, Shopify Point of Sale, or if you have a developer. And in times past, you would have had to pretty much almost exclusively use apps. So like you saw there how I had Metafield Guru as such an app. I still find that an app like Metafield Guru, which I absolutely love, I still find I still need an app like that just hanging around for the odd scenario, which I'm hoping to cover in another video of what those scenarios are for when you would use an app such as that. But this 22 recap of the Metafields, it certainly left this year with Shopify. It definitely made Shopify more expansive and easier for people to set their stores up and take it a little further when the time comes. And that is super exciting. It really solidifies for me why I like Shopify and why I make these videos for you. I hope you like this video. Hope it just helps you see where Metafields has come. And I'm sure they're going to be working more and more on expanding this in some way, which would be fascinating. And the changes I've seen this year really shows that Shopify is trying to make e-commerce easy for everyone. With that, I hope you like this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.